Hey everybody, Cowboy here. We're going to take a look at the British Pound Japanese Yen Forex pair, otherwise known as the Beast. Enjoy the video. Website is at the bottom. You can also zap that QR code to take you to our website, and if you stick around after the video, you will find a little bit more information on how to find us and what we do. Enjoy. In the current environment, they're hiking rates in order to fight inflation because that's just the tool that they have. So the economic data came out in midnight over in London, right about here, more or less. And so when the data came out a little bit higher than normal, of course, the reaction is going to be the wisdom, quote unquote, is that they're going to hike rates. But if you'll notice, it wasn't that big of a reaction. It was a reaction, but perhaps it was muted because the FOMC is today, and of course, the dollar still kind of runs everything. But you know, for somebody who is adroit and awake at that time, perhaps there would have been an opportunity to ride the beast up a little bit. We'll back out on the beast just to take a look at the weekly chart, really the 5-day, but you know how the Cowboy does things. So the beast is, let me bust out the algos. Beast is still strong bullish. I mean, overall it's bullish. What I would be doing with the beast, I need to trade the beast a little bit more. It's been pretty good. It was a bit wicky, back a few months ago. Actually, that's several years ago. You can go to the proper time frame for that. But I'll show you back on a lower time frame. It was wiki a few months ago. Harder to trade, but now it's been, super bullish. Of course, now that means it's probably going to slow down right about the time I get into it, because that's, that can happen. But the pairs that I usually trade are going to be the euro, the cable, which is the pound dollar, you're looking at it now, and the Swissy. I like to trade the Swiss USD CHF. So those are what I like to trade, and there's some decent liquidity. The beast, actually, the spreads are a little bit deeper on the beast. You're looking at about 3.5 instead of 1.5. So you got to watch out for spreads. I wouldn't be trading the beast on day trading timeframes, even though it's as volatile as it is. It's a crackhead volatile pair. It's the crackhead volatile pairs for degens. But the problem is that you have deep spreads, so you got to be prepared for that. And if you look at the way things are reacting, these pullbacks are quick. This is a 5-day chart. So you have this big nasty move up, and then you have a hard pullback to value, basically, not even all the way to value. And it moves up, depending on how you define value. I should say pullback to structure, because the structure on the beast, this will show you how bullish it is. All of the price action that took place since like this year basically was more or less range bound for a while, and it broke the range, but it never even came back to test the range. That's indicative of two possibilities. One, that it's going to come back down and test that range, right? It could slow down, make its way down. That can happen. I mean, historically, that is what happens. So we'll look at the last time a range was broken, and this was going from, it ended at March 22, and it more or less started at April of 21. So you had like a year-long range, which would have been not a bad place to trade. And it broke out. And just like now, even to a little bit lesser of a degree, if you look at that breakout, and I'm going to zoom in so you all can see this clearly. And I never zoomed in the actual chart here. Let's do that. Make it even more clear. All right, so if you look here, and it's kind of hard to see, maybe I'll do a replay. Let's make this easier for everybody to see. So, the way to determine how something's going to behave, of course, is to go back through time. But you have to test several times. But it's going to be hard to test several times when you're looking at a weekly time frame, because you can only go back so many candles. So in this case, price broke out, and where's my path here? It broke out, and it didn't exactly retest, right? So this is the retest right here. Price broke out. Oops, not sure how that happened. Like this. There's the breakout, and then price comes back down. You see the bottom of this wick right here, and that didn't quite touch the top of this range. So price actually continued up, as we'll see right now, without touching the bottom of the range, but eventually it does. It does touch that. And remember, we're in a high time frame now. So no one's really trading these time frames, but what ends up happening though is price does legitimately come back down and touch the range about 2 months later, right? So you get it like right here in May. So price broke out in March, never quite touched down, and then ended up touching down in May. So if we kind of bring that to the current scenario, we'll find that, let me just stop the replay because that's going to take forever. Bring that to the current scenario, we have a breakout, no retest. So there is a decent chance price definitely wants to come touch this liquidity. That's for sure. So, it would take some pretty strong events and in the current direction for this to continue where it is, right? But if we do see an event, and I know the Gorilla has talked about this, we can't really talk about it too much here because this is not the private group. But if we do see an event like we've discussed, and I'm speaking in code here for those who are in the private group and get the higher level information, then that deflationary event, if there is one, could actually see a pretty significant pullback, even deeper, anywhere in this box between 171.88 and say 154.95. That can happen. And if it did happen, I think I've talked enough about when I think it's going to happen, and I know that kind of lines up with what V is also saying. It's more or less what I've drawn. So, and I'm not saying it's going to happen like this, but I'm just saying this kind of thing, it might not go that deep. It might happen sooner, might happen later, but I do think something's going to happen, and it might not even climb that high. It could just go like up to here. So a lot of different possibilities, but whoever's playing the beast, understand that the party is going to end sometime. Like, it's been going up all year. It's been strong all year. You did have this quick pullback in July. And of course, I will say that the beast is ignoring the lack of volatility that we tend to see in August. So if you are trading like swing trading, the beast is a nice place to be. And again, for those who are not familiar, the beast is the British pound, Japanese yen, which is what we've been looking at. Probably should explain that earlier because we're in the beginner section. But yeah, here you go. So we are live every weekday, 8:30 AM EST, giving out free content. Come check us out on YouTube. Come talk to us. Go over to the website. That's www.algofactory.tech. Again, www.algofactory.tech. And for a limited time promotional offer, we are giving out memberships at $49.99 a month. There's a ton that we're offering over there. Come see what that's about. Also, you can see our Twitter link. All the links are up on YouTube. Come talk to us on social media. See us on the live YouTube videos. We hope to see you soon.